Hi crafters, it's Hannah from HanCraftedCards.com. Welcome to this week's Facebook Friday video and Friday YouTube video, because I'm actually posting this video on Facebook for Facebook Friday, and it's also part of a series on YouTube of wedding themed projects. So for today's project we'll be making this gift bag for the Mr. and Mrs. So it's a very easy gift bag to make. The fun part that I'm going to show you, which I've learned from a fellow YouTuber and demonstrator, is how to actually attach the handles. So we'll be getting into that, and then how to make up a gusseted gift bag. So let's get started. Okie dokie, so to start off this, actually let me zoom out a little bit, this video, we're starting with a piece of 12 by 12 gorgeous Cheers to the Designer Series paper. If you want this paper you need to get it quick, because the autumn winter catalogue is nearly gone. So that said, we're going to start off by doing the handles for the bag. So this was a tip that I learnt from Intertwined Designs. She's an awesome YouTuber as well as a demonstrator. So I'm going to actually score this part. To make the bag you don't actually have to score it, but I'm going to do this part just to make sure this is correct. So down one side you're just going to score it at 1 inch. Now I'm going to see if I actually remember how to do it. So you then fold on that score line and burnish. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to start off doing the rest of the bag, then sort of come back to the handle bit in a little bit. So you need to find the centre, but not actually fold it at the centre. Just find out where the centre is and just make a tiny little notch there, so you know roughly where you're going to. So you're going to fold one side in to the centre and do whichever way round is easiest. So you can line up there and then just go down and burnish particularly well this part, because you've folded it over. I mean, you could do it the other way around and do this bit first and then fold that, but meh, you can do whichever one you like. Then fold the other side over, and you're going to overlap by about 1/4 inch. So just a touch over. And then down, make sure it's straight. There we go. Okie dokie. So now that that bit is done, you can come back to up here. So to make the handles you need to make some little notches, and I do have a prototype here. This video was a complete mess, so they're going to look like so. So I'm just going to take the 1/2 inch punch, and on the side that isn't folded, so on the complete side, I'm just going to pop 2 little notches, sort of equal distance apart. It's not even a complete half a circle, it's about that much. Okay, so you want the ones on this side to line up, so if you line it back up, and then you can kind of look through to see if it's lined up roughly. So then you've got a notch that's on both sides. Does that make sense? So you've got the one that you've already notched out and then the other one underneath it. So I'm putting the punch in place and then looking through to see whether or not it's lined up. And roughly got them right. Okay, so open this back up, and I've got some of the gold metal edged ribbon. So I'm going to cut a couple of lengths. So this one how did I do it? I think I'm going to do it this time with the bags, with the handles attaching. Should I or shouldn't I? So this one I did it so the handles were that way, but I'm wondering whether or not to do it so the handle goes that way. If that makes sense. So before we actually add that, just put your adhesive down this part, and you could use wet glue if you wanted to, but I find it's just too messy and I always end up getting some all over the place. So okay, so anyway, back to this part. Get your 2 pieces of ribbon, and that's about 17ish inches. Doesn't have to be exact, but we do want them to be the same as each other, roughly. Okay, so if I want the handle this way, it's going to be a little bit, no, I can't do it that way, can I? It'll just be too awkward. So what we're going to do is 2 holes that are next to each other, you're going to thread your ribbon through. Like so. It's going to get threaded through like that. And I have cut way too much ribbon. So you're going to go about there. Then just grab some double-sided and just stick that in place. We are going to trim it down, don't worry. And then do the same for the other side. And this is where you can make sure that they are level. Okay. So they look about the same length, I think. Yep. And double-sided to hold it in place. Oops. Okay. Now obviously we need to trim those down. Then just add a strip of double-sided along the edge, along the top edge there. Actually, I'm going to use a thicker one. Oop. Yep. Then remove all of that backing. So off the long strip and these little ones here as well. There. Then just fold that down and you've got the handles of your bag. I just think it looks really, really cute with the little notch there. Awesome. idea. So then we go back to just making the bag. How you probably think I've made one of these before on here, I can't remember. So take off the tape down the middle and just fold that back over like so. Make sure it's stuck really well. So then you've got your handles that will be like that. Obviously we need to finish off the rest of the bag. Okay, so to make the bag up, all we need to do is start by folding the sides in at about 1 inch. So I'm going to use my long ruler just to help me. Just so I've got roughly about where 1 inch is. And it's straight all the way up and down. Then you can carry on. And you do have to burnish this really well, because this paper, it's like more like cardstock than paper. So it's quite hefty stuff. So it will support whatever goodies you decide to put inside. And then open that back out and do the same on the other side. So I'm going about 1 inch. Like so. And burnish. Okay, so now we have got 2 folds on either side. So now we've got that, we need to fold up from the bottom, and you want to do about 2 1/4 inches. So I'm just using my grid paper just to help me get my measurements. So about 2 1/4 inches. And just so I've got a straight line as well. When I'm doing this with just the sort of the normal designer series paper, I don't measure it as much, but because this is thicker, I want to make sure I get it right so I don't crease in the wrong places, and because obviously it's thicker, so if you crease it wrong, you kind of, it's not great. So now you've got your little flap at the bottom, so you're going to open that flap and squeeze in these 2 straight sides so it looks like a little mouth saying hello. Sorry. So when you do this, you want to make sure that this bit here is flat and neat. So you can get your bone folder in there, but pretty much just press it down and burnish really well. So yeah, this video is a part of a series of wedding-y type stuff, and do the same on the other side. So this is on Facebook. Today's video is for Facebook Friday, but it is also part of the series, so it will be on my YouTube channel along with all the other wedding videos that I have made. So we've got wedding invites, we've got a guest book, we've got a gift box type thing, lots of goodies. So now we've done that, all you need to do is fold up these 2 flaps, and you should have a score line just about there and there, and that should, she says should, be just at the right spot for when you fold up, and it should overflap. That's not right, is it? Overlap. I know. It should overlap so that the bottom of the bag will be closed. Oh gosh. And again, burnish really, really, really well. And then you just want to add some adhesive along there, and make sure that when you do your bag, if you can see a gap here, so you can see in here, when you put your adhesive down, it's going to stick the bag together, if that makes sense. So you want to make sure that wherever you're adding your adhesive, it's not going in this section here, because it'll just wreck your bag, and I have done that, so that's how I know. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on these two outer triangles, but make sure it doesn't go in there. So I'm just going to use my fast fuse for that. And it's not too important on this bit anyway, so just a little bit of fuse will do the trick. And then on this part, again, making sure that no adhesive goes on the inside section there. So we can put a strip across. How much is it going to overlap? I'm going to go with a thinner strip of tape, just on the edge there. So if you go too far down here, then it's just going to stick to itself. And then we can put adhesive on these two triangles there. So a bit of fuse will do that. So then burnish all of that really well. Make sure it's stuck nicely. And then where you've got your two score lines there, just reinforce those and fold this little bit here again. And just burnish down there. And that is it. Now it's the moment of truth. Have I made this correctly? Is it going to actually work? So you lift this bottom bit so that goes flat. Then pop your hands in and you should be able to open it out. Now these side creases, the middle one you're going to invert, so fold it back the other way. Like so. So it's just the side of a gift bag. You've probably seen a gusseted gift bag before, so you kind of will probably have the idea of how it's supposed to look. And it will be flat on the bottom, and then just squeeze in those sides, and wahey, it works. There we go. So it's flat on the bottom, so it will stand up flat, so you can get some nice goodies in there. Love it. So I'm just going to grab a stamp set just for a little tag, so 1 second. Okay, so I've got the Cheers to the Year stamp set, and I'm just going to stamp the starbursty thing and Mr. and Mrs. Because like I said, this has been a wedding themed series, so stamp. Let's spritz me Stampin' scrub. There we go. And Mr. and Mrs. in the middle. fits. Yeah, that's fine. And I forgot I need another stamp set, so bear with. Okay, I've got the Heart Happiness stamp set, which is a new one, awesome stamp set. And there's just a teeny tiny little heart in there, and it is adorable. So just gonna stamp 2 of those hearts. I did use this on the tag for the wine gift box as well. Did I do the outside? Yes, I did. Actually, no, I'm just going to leave it as that. There is an outline image to go with that heart as well, but we'll just leave it like so. Okie doke. So I've got the 1.5 inch punch, so this is going to cut away quite a fair bit of the thing, but it's going to leave just enough to make it look a little interesting around the edge, like so. So you've kind of got a funky little pattern. I like it anyway. And then I've got the Starburst, which I'm going to punch out some glimmer paper. That's going to go on there. Ta! Okay, let's move some of this out of the way. Then bring in the gift bag. So you've got the front of it there, and I think I'm actually just going to stick it on there. So let's get some Tombow on here, because we are sticking onto glimmer paper. And even though I don't like Tombow as a general rule, I'm a fast fuse girl. For sticking onto glimmer paper, Tombow does seem to work the best. And give it a really good press. See, even then, stick. I'm giving it a good press. So hopefully, it's still not stuck after all that. Tell you what, let's add some what to do, dimensionals maybe they'll stick better. Here's me saying, oh yeah, Tombow stick's really good. I obviously don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's give this a go. There we go. Dimensionals to the rescue even. Oh gosh, I think I need to go and lie down. So that's our little tag, which is gorgeous, and I am going to just pop it on there with more dimensionals, because we love dimensionals. So, like I said, I have a whole series of wedding themed projects over on my YouTube channel. If you're watching it on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, then you obviously know that. So there are lots of other projects for you, whether you're crafting for your own wedding or for somebody else's. Hopefully some of these ideas will be of use to you. So if you're on Facebook, I will see you next Friday, and if you're on YouTube, there will be another video here on tomorrow. which is Saturday obviously. So I will see you all in the next video. Whoops, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye.